Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. Who is ready to get the art on today? I sure am. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. Let's see. Hey, Carmen Dudley, how are you? Hi, Heidi, how are you? Oh, I'm so glad you're here. It's always crazy over the holidays, isn't it? You think, hey, Sharon, you think that, all that time off is nice and all of that jazz, but there is something about, having a little bit of normalcy, isn't there? Like just this, it's just 1 hour where we just come together and we all relax and get our paint on. We just get artsy for a little bit. At least for me, I feel like I need that little bit of a touchstone to how our regular lives are, So, I am so excited to introduce you to my brand new art printable called Grandma Chickie. So my Grandma Chickie is my dad's mom, and I think I talked to you guys about my two different kinds of grandmas. Hey Sue, how are you? I had one gram on my mom's side she was just up for any adventure, and thought we were fabulous. And then I had a grandma on my dad's side, and she was the most warm. Not that my other grandmother wasn't warm, she was, but Grandma Chickie was very homey. Like her home was super inviting, and ironically, both of their birthdays are in January. Grandma Chickie's is 1/11/11. And Graham King's was 1/30, and now I don't remember what year she was born. Oh, someone from my family will probably come along and let me know. But anyway, so if you are brand new here, please be sure. Hey, Trisha, please be sure to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Corbiere-Scott Designs. And then once you follow me on these 3 places, be sure to ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Anne Corbiere-Scott. That is an open private Facebook group, and by that I mean that I have 2 different kinds of private Facebook groups. I have private Facebook groups for classes where people have paid, and the only people that can watch those are... Hey Teresa, are the people who have purchased the class, and so and I've invited them into that private group. This private group, you just need to answer my 3 questions, and the third of which is if you would like to know, keep abreast of what's happening in the world of Anne Corbiere-Scott Designs, leave your email. So I need you to leave your email address so then we can converse back and forth about all things artsy. Anyway, let's get painting. So because my grandmother's birthday is in January, I chose to draw the January flower, which is carnations. And so I really cannot wait to start painting. I had some dreams about it, like what would I how would I paint it, and how would I what colors would I use? Would I make it? Sometimes carnations I love carnations. Number 1, they last a long time. Number 2, they're quite fragrant without being overpowering. And so the more I thought about it, I'm feeling like the pinks and oranges again. Remember? That was something we did for a while, and now I feel like I went away from it, but now I'm back. So you'll notice on this art printable that I did I just did corner markings for your cutting, so you can use whatever die cut you need. This is 8.5 by 3.5. This is a regular A2, and then this is just your independent piece of artwork. So I think I'm going to do this one. So I'm thinking I'm going to do some pinks and oranges, and I don't know, fiddle around with that. I'm going to start with watercolors, but I did get my new, look at them. I got a whole bunch of new Karen markers. Hey, Peggy. And so I want to play with those today too, of course. So I'm going to take a number 4 round, and I'm just going to get some pink out of my classic set. Is this the classics? Yeah, classic set of Primas. And then I'll get some orange too. But I have my, hi Renee! I have my classics and my tropicals. Those are the 2 that I pulled today. Hey, so I have a couple questions for you guys. So, in the new year, I would really like to, I think I said in one of my emails that I have lots of classes that I've been planning out and strategizing and all of that jazz. So, so I'm going to continue with Bible journaling. Let's get artsy with our Bibles. And I'm also going to start up with my whimsical lettering. And those are both available for sign up on my website. But I'm also, and I have a art journaling class that I did before, and I would like to continue with that. It's called Wordsmith Art. We do some art journaling, but in a old dictionary or an old dictionary. So, I will put the information out about that. I'm trying to just mix my pinks and oranges while I chat. But I also have some, mini class offerings that I think I would really like to pursue. So, and I would really like them to be, I think, right now I'm feeling like art journaling. Hey, Jan Golden. I saw your beautiful card. Oh, Carmen, I saw yours too. Thank you so much. So pretty. So I'm kind of digging this, mixing those pinks and oranges. So let me know your thoughts on mini classes. So a mini class would be like $5, and we'll meet for an hour or so, and we'll do a easy some art journaling play that I've been wanting to do that I didn't have time for in 2020, but I still really want to do that, and I would really like to do it with all of you. So let me know your thoughts on that. Little $5 classes here and there. And I will still continue with my, hi Debbie. I will still continue with my, oh, and hi Kelly. My, my other paid classes, and I will continue with my, these pop-in paint parties on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then also, hi Tracy. Also, my Let's Get Artsy Together Apart artist study classes. We'll just do those once a month. Oh, you guys, I'm really liking this. So I think, and you saw that I just, oh, yay, Jan, I would love that. So I'll get more information. I have them kind of in the works. I just need to finalize some stuff, and that will be up this week. I will put all of that information up this week. The other thing I wanted to ask you about was, is anyone up for doing a pop-in paint party on Thursday? I know it's a holiday. Hi, Hope. How are you? I know it's a Thursday. I know it's a holiday, but seriously, we don't do much of anything on New Year's. We don't even really stay up till midnight. So let me know your thoughts if you're up for having a little pop-in on Thursday, because I would totally be up for it. So I'm gonna do the hi Jackie. I think I'm gonna do the stem and the leaves kind of the same way I did the flowers. I'm just gonna mix a couple of greens. I'm digging that. I feel like that kind of gives it, like automatically gives it some oh, yay, Carmen. It automatically is starting to give some, oh, yay, yay, yay. Oh, good. Then let's meet back here on Thursday. And that will be the last day of 2020. So we'll do it at 2 again. And then starting in 2021, we will start to meet at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm really liking mixing just dabbing on a couple different colors. I feel like that's really starting to, like it already begins the dimension-y process. You know what I mean? And if you look at things in nature, they're always a blend of many colors. Hi, Diane. How are you today? We were just talking about the possibility of doing a pop-in paint party on Thursday, New Year's Eve day at 2 o'clock Arizona time. And we are in agreement that we're going to, so let's do that. I think we could all use some art, don't you think? I had a lovely Christmas. I hope you all did too. Well, there you go. There you go. A glass of wine might be the most fabulous thing, right? Okay, so I'm, hey Renee, how are you? Okay, so I am feeling like, as I was thinking about this printable, I'm feeling like I want a nice, like kind of a turquoisey background. You know, like this blue right here. But, you know what? Maybe we do this one with some darker blue tones too, you know? Yep. I will say, you know, I love the process of it all, don't you? Like, I love just the whole, watching it grow and evolve into whatever it turns into. Did everyone have a nice holiday? We had a really quiet, lovely holiday. Oh, I'm really liking that. I like the darks and the lights and how they kind of play off each other. It gives that really painterly vibe, don't you think? Us too, Trisha, us too. Hi, Kipling. We are painting my newest art printable. And this one is named Grandma Chickie, which is my paternal grandmother. And she was just the loveliest. And I'll tell you, both of my grandmothers had this trait, that they had the ability to make every one of us feel like we were the most special. We were the special one. And Grandma Chickie had 48 grandchildren. And every one of us thought we were the specialist. The most special. Us too, Jan. And it was lovely, wasn't it? I kind of dug it. But I was sure telling my mom about your big tree and the tinsel and the cross. And we were just having a great time discussing it and how pretty it must have looked on the water. One little speck up at the top left. I don't want it to get, I know, reminiscing is the best, isn't it? Just love it. Not that I'm lost in the past or anything. I just, I have a lot of nice memories. And don't you think you need to focus on the positives, The icky stuff is going to be there no matter what. Right? All right, so I think I'm going to leave that. Well, let's fill in here a little bit more, a little further out. But then I really want to start to add some color to the, I really want to add some more colors to the petals of the carnation. La la la. I have this pink here. Let's see, it's this one. It's a deeper. So we can just tap on some of this deeper pink, right? And then we can work that out, remember? How we always do. So we'll take that, wash our brush, tap it off, and then come back in and just soften that edge. That just automatically adds nice depth, doesn't it? Wipe off any excess paint. How about everybody else? How are you going to paint your carnations? Are you going to do kind of a variegated one like me? Are you going to do like a blue or oh, I know, don't you? I just love to tell stories of my childhood and of my child's childhood, and also listen to those stories, you know. But you know, I was thinking, Kelly, wouldn't it be pretty in like purples and blues? That would be really pretty too. You know, I mean, if you go to the florist or even the grocery store for that matter, the carnations are, oh my gosh. They're just like a smorgasbord of colors, you know? Oh, and I was going to say, so I did, the sentiments that I included on this one are, I just wanted to say thanks because I thought it would be good for Christmas and thanking people. And then, so sorry for your heartache. Whether that's a loss of a, you know, of a pet or of a person, of a hard time that someone is going through. I just thought that I haven't done sympathy, so to speak, yet, and so I thought, you know what, it's time. I lost a dear aunt over the last couple days, and it's just been on my mind, and a sweet friend of mine lost their doggie, and so it was just kind of on my mind. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am loving this. I'm just loving it. And the blend of pinks and oranges. So I'm going to get some more orange and really start to build up that. Blues would be pretty. Even, have you seen, like at St. Patrick's Day, they have green ones that are like shades of green. I think that's the beauty of a carnation, is that they have those beautiful frilly little petals that you could have a blend of colors very easily, which I think is lovely. Now I'm just tapping that orange in just as I tapped the pink in, and I'm really liking the build of colors. That's for sure. Oh, and this one I did do a little differently, where I did a banner on this flower. I was just wanting to do something a little different. Do I, Kelly? I don't know. I think it might be the blend of colors. I think that probably helps create dimension. Like I said, because it's not one flat color, I think sometimes one flat color. Oh, so when I draw it, I try to put, there we go. When I draw the art, I put stippling in there, so there's already the beginnings of depth to it. And so then I think that helps when you're painting, like, you know, then you'll know, right, that underneath where the flower and the banner meet, that's going to be a little bit dark right here, right, because that's one thing next to to another thing, right? And then you'll kind of the same, like this petal is on top of this petal, so underneath it'll be a little darker. Let's play with this one. I'm feeling like, let's do that. Does that help? Oh, good. Hey, Nance, how are you? Let's do some blues and purples maybe. So let's start out with this turquoisey color. But remember, we're just going to start out with kind of a really watery wash. Like it doesn't have to be, you don't want anything too defined, right? And don't freak out about these specks of blue I got on there. We'll figure out how to contend with that later. So let's take some of the purple. And these are both from the classic set. I'm going to do the same thing with really watering it down and then just coming in and adding that purple. That's going to add some nice depth. And remember down here where the stippling already is, we want to deepen that, right? And water that down just a little bit more. Now I'm feeling like I would like kind of a bridge in between this turquoise and the purple, and so I'm going to come in with this like a middle ground blue here. So I'm going to take some of that and add a little bit more, because that's going to also play with the it's going to blend with the purples and the lighter turquoisey blue, and that's going to create a really nice almost like a what's that color that's kind of in between. There we go. That's really pretty. I'm really liking that. Almost like a periwinkle. That's what I'm looking for. Isn't that pretty? Marianne, did you see this one is named Grandma Chickie? Marianne is my cousin, whose grandmother was also Grandma Chickie. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is turning out so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Remember how we did. And now we're going to do the same thing with this stem, where we're going to take green. We need to find a clean spot. Take some green, like the kind of the more spring green over here. Make that nice and watery. And then we're going to do that same, kind of just tap, tap, tap. Add some color. And while that's still wet, I'm going to come in with that other green. That it's kind of a, I do too, Marianne, I do too. Now we're going to take that other green that's kind of like a light olivey green, so just kind of, and we're going to add that in. But when we blend those two colors, do you see like that automatically builds depth, right? So it's not like one flat green. We want to really build that let that color work for us, you know? So pretty. So I'm going to let that dry, and then let's play with this one. I might need to get up and change my water. How are we doing on time? What are we doing here? Oh, we're only about a half an hour. Are we? Is that right? Okay, I'm going to change my water really quick. Okay. Hey, so has anyone started to watch Bridgerton? Oh my gosh, it's so good. My mother-in-law and I are hooked on it. We are. All right, so now this one, if we did the pinks, and oranges, and this one we did the blues and purples. Maybe this one, what if we do it, we could do yellows and, oh, thanks, Jan. Thanks, Carmen. What if we do this one, yellows and oranges? That might be pretty. Oh my gosh, don't tell me the end, because we're 5 episodes in, and there's 8, I believe, right? Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. All right, let's see. This yellow is pretty, I think I'm gonna just have 2 mix. I'm gonna have to clean my palettes, but I can't do that until afterward. So I'm gonna just do mix down here on my craft mat. This yellow is quite bright, and so I'm gonna start with that. It is so stinking good, isn't it? Like, seriously, the costumes, holy tamale, they're so lovely, aren't they? So I'm gonna start with this bright yellow, but then I really want to, I'm feeling like 3 colors are really add to the richness, so I'm thinking I want to, oh my gosh, they were absolutely lovely. The costuming was unbelievable. I bet you it's going to win some kind of award. Don't you think? Hi, Suzanne. I'm sure it's going to win an award because the costumes were just stupendous. Okay, so I started with the yellow from the classic set, which is quite bright. And now I'm using the yellow from the tropical set because it's more buttery, just kind of a sunshinier yellow, I think. So I'm feeling like I just want to do the same here where I'm just going to add some color, just let it blend itself out. Watery washes of color, just this thin watery washes of color. That's already looking pretty, isn't it? And now let's go for some orange. So I have some orange already here. Oh, Jan, that's so funny. That's funny. You know, so interesting because Jeff's mom, like I said, is British, but he doesn't think she has an accent. Everybody else in the whole wide world thinks she has an accent, but he doesn't hear it. Isn't that funny? So now I'm taking the darkest shade, which is the orange, but it is still quite watery, right? And I'm going to tap some color in on all of the places where the stippling is. The deepest stippling, I should say. So here, here, there. So it's just going to start its work, right? It's just going to start creating just that little bit of dimension. So pretty. Oh, that's funny. That's funny, Jan. Oh, I'm really liking it. So does anybody else have another color combo that they're thinking of? So I wanted to do, one of the mini classes I wanted to do, well, like an ongoing mini class, is the art journaling. But is there anything else that you guys would like me to teach, either in a mini class or in an ongoing monthly class? like a more in-depth class? Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear, especially now that we're at the beginning of a new year and oh my gosh, you guys, it's so pretty. This one is blending out so pretty right here. It's like magic. Ooh, reds would be really pretty. And red carnations are awfully pretty, aren't they? Okay. I think I need to just let that alone. Purples. I know. Oh, this one, remember I was thinking I really wanted to add some deeper shades of blue, maybe? I don't know. That looks terrible. That looks like mud. So I'm just going to take my paper towel and tap it off right away. There we go. So as long as if it's wet and you can just blot it off immediately, that should work in your favor. I think maybe all of my yellows and oranges weren't off this brush. So let's get some more of that blue. And some more water. I'm just going to kind of tap around and rinse my brush, pat it off on my towel, and then just tap it in. I just want it to look real painterly, real highs and lows of color, you know. I'm just tapping. I just really want to tap some color underneath this leaf right here, because that's going to be a naturally dark spot. A little bit more water. Tap off. I kind of like it when it looks like an old plastered wall. Do you know what I mean? I kind of dig that. I'm going to take a little bit of this blue. I'm going to go right under here. And let it sit. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So, shadowing with watercolor is one of the easiest, I think. So you're just going to take, think about your light source. That's the most critical part of shadowing. Think about your light source. So the underside of a leaf, you know that's going to automatically be darker, right? You know down here is going to automatically be darker than on the top because the sun is going to hit the top of the leaf but not underneath. So we're just going to let that. And another key is just little bits of color, just little by little build that color. The more thin layers that you add, the nicer your blend is going to be. It's going to be this beautiful gradation. So now I just put a much more concentrated layer of that blue, and then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And try to be as light-handed as you can with your brush. Sometimes it just doesn't work out, but, right? So now we're going to let that sit for a sec. And then we're going to do our trick where we rinse our brush, tap it off on our paint cloth, and then come back in with that damp brush and just tap it out. See how you're just going to soften that edge right here. We're just going to soften this edge. Jan, not a deeper shade, not gray. That's kind of a, always try to stick with, the color family that you're in, and invest in a color wheel. Do you have a color wheel, Jan? So do you see how this is automatically has some depth? So it doesn't have to be a perfect blend just yet, but now we're just going to do that same thing where we're just jiggy jaggy, jiggy jaggy, jiggy jaggy. And then you can just follow that line. So color wheels are super cheap, Jan, like $5. Maybe a little bit more, but not much. And you can get them at your local art supply store, or you can get them on Amazon. And a color wheel, I'm telling you, you'll see the biggest growth in your painting when you add a color wheel. And I talk about it all the time. So if you get one, then I just blab about them all the time. I didn't bring mine up to date. My mother-in-law was doing her crossword puzzle at the table. She was going to visit a friend, a social distance visit with this friend who lives in a retirement community. Anyway, I said, I'm teaching a class, so I need the kitchen table back. So I just, because I just kind of grabbed the basic supplies today. Hi, Christina, Sam's, how are you? That's my beautiful aunt. Everybody could say, hi, Aunt Chris. My aunt is the world's greatest cheerleader. She just cheers everyone on and their accomplishments, and it's fabulous. There, do you see so just that little bit of depth? Oh, there you go, Renee, there you go. So you can get a color wheel, and yes, I'm sure Walmart probably has them. It's just, and you can go way deep into color theory, or you can just the basic concepts are going to grow your art. Just the basic concepts. So now that I've created this depth right here, so I'm going to kind of do that jiggy jaggy again along the bottom of this, because I can kind of see. You would just want it to be a really nice gradation. Thanks, Carmen. And then I'm going to take the watery blue and I'm going to come up here. The watery deeper blue, I should say. And down here. All right, so I'm going to tap off that extra color and then try and work out that. Absolutely, absolutely, Renee. Yeah, Kelly, I'm telling you, you'll feel the difference. And like I said, I use them in almost every class I teach. So, and that's one of the things that I would like to teach in an art journaling class is basic art theory, and have us all paint a color wheel in our art journal. So be on the lookout for an art journal that you like. Everybody has different needs and different wants and different pocketbooks. And so I will tell you, I don't care if your art journal is a composition book. It's fine if it's a composition book, actually. I like a composition book because, oh my gosh, that looks so good. because you already have the lines on the bottom of the page, so you already have your first layer. That's cool. So this is, oh my gosh, you guys, it's turning out so good. So I'm just adding some of that watery, darker blue, and now I'm just tapping it out. Just tap it out. So you just get a nice blend of colors. You can do like this and then tap it out. Oh, Jan, well, I would love to help you along that way. I'm always on a quest for improving my skills and in all kinds of things, aren't you? Like, I never feel like I'm an expert, but I'll teach you everything I know. And I think watercolors are, I just feel like they're like the most forgiving, but also super fun to play with. Just super fun to play with. Oh, yay, Jan, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. All right. I'm feeling like I want to add just a little bit more of this deeper blue underneath these petals here. I don't know, can you see what I'm doing? Right? There. And here again. And I know I already did this, but I'm telling you, the more you just add little bits of layers, the prettier your gradation of color will be. Right? So let that sit for a minute. Then we can start to tap that out. Chickie, 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 chickie. That's really nice. And sometimes if I'm blending like this, I will almost, so I'm just gonna tap off my brush, and then I almost like push that deeper color right up into that line. That's a nice way to get a nice contrast from here to here. Do you see it? There's just this nice contrast, and then this is just kind of blended out. And then here, we're going to kind of do the same thing. And just push that color right up into those petals. And then just jiggy-jaggy, push that out, the rest of that color out. And now let's do this side. Okay. And remember to turn your paper so that it's the most comfortable. Your hand is in the most comfortable spot. There, so that here again, I'm just pushing that color right into the line, this line right here of differentiation. And then this got some color on it, so I'm going to tap that off on my paint cloth and then come back in. Oh, sure, sure, sure. Does that help? Is that good? I don't know if that's good light. Let me know. I hope that does that help? Sure. Now we'll just try and do the same thing here, where we're gonna get our brush wet, tap it off, so it's just a damp brush. We're just working with a damp brush, and just go in and just jiggy-jaggy, soften that line, push that color right up into that line. but my brush is barely touching my paper. Just remember that. A light touch will bode you well. That's for sure. All right, so on Thursday, let's meet back here and we'll paint this same art printable. And I will try to do some card finishing with these three. And then, you know, I'm sure we'll paint again. Because why wouldn't we, for crying out loud? I'm feeling like, well, how am I doing on time, Carmen? I think I have 9 minutes. Okay, so I'm feeling like I want to come in with a little bit of this deeper orange right here. Just make kind of a watery wash of that. And then I'm going to come into these deep, like I remember we came in with the orange, the other orange. Let's do the same thing with this deeper orange and see if we can create a little bit more depth. Oh, I think this is going to be perfect. If you just follow that stippling for your first layer of, you know, of dimension, I think you'll be happy. You'll be able to see the depth right here. So we know here is the darkest, right? And we're just going to get a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter and almost to white. And I'm kind of digging that that's almost white right on the edge there. Can you see that? I feel like that is really going to give us some really nice dimension. Hey, Deb. How are you? I'm going to call you after class today. Okay, so now that that deeper orange has kind of soaked in, let's come back in, clean our brush, tap it off, and then let's come back in and kind of soften the edges. Right? And then remember we talked about before, follow that line, follow this, there you go, right there. See how I'm pushing the color into the line, but I'm doing it back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Where there's a nice curve right there, we just want to really play that up because that will also really help with depth. It's going to make that petal look like this or like this. And that's what we kind of want. We want it to not look flat. We want it to look three-dimensional or two-dimensional. We want as much dimension as possible. How's that? So again, we're just tapping it out, tapping it out. I'm going to rinse my brush again, tap it off, and then just really work on softening the edge of that orange. And the more we do that, the more dimension it's going to have. So here, again, I'm doing that back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. And we're just going to blend it out until there's nothing left. And this one, I'm just pushing that color right down here and then following that curve right there. Tap, if it feels like you have too much color, wipe it off on your paint cloth and come back in. Because what we're working toward is a nice gradation, right? Tap it off. Okay, there. Do you see can you see the gradation of color from, let's see, if I turn it toward the window, I wonder if that'll be better. There. So do you see here where it's the deepest, and then we just kind of go right out into lighter, 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 and then do you see this spot right here is all almost white? Let's leave that. Let's leave that because then that's like a place where the sun hit the most. Here, do you see how we have the edges are white? Let's leave that because again, we can soften this and we can soften here and we can still have that beautiful white edge, right? We can still, and then we're going to have some really nice dimension, right? And if it feels like there's too much color on your brush, wipe that off on your paint cloth. There, does that help everybody? I hope. I hope it's as bright to you as it is to me. I will take pictures and everything in a bit and post them, like once I've made them into cards and stuff. But I hope that that really helps you. I'm telling you, even if you just, oh, good. Even if you just practice and practice. Remember, once you buy the art printable, you can print it as many times as you want. I almost always print on Northwood's watercolor paper because it's thin and it'll go through my printer. And it still has the properties of watercolor paper without the big tooth. You know how some watercolor paper has lots of texture and lots of tooth. This still has some tooth, but it will still react like watercolor paper, but it's super thin. So you get the best of both worlds, right? You get you get the watercolor effect, but you also can run it through, I run mine through my laser printer. So I hope that that helps everybody. I can hardly wait to, I feel like we got the band back together. We had a week off and I was just missing everybody so much. I'm so glad that so many of you showed up today, even though I told you this morning. I'm so grateful that everybody takes time out of their lives to just come and paint with me. I'm so grateful for every single person who purchases my art printables. That keeps me working as a working artist, and I can hardly wait to paint again on Thursday together. So until then, I hope everybody has an amazing couple days. And on Thursday, we will, like I said, we will do some card making. We will assemble some cards and do some last minute artsy stuff to these. And then we will paint on another art printable. Me too, Jan, me too. I am so grateful. I'm so thankful for all of you. And I can hardly wait to get, and I'm so grateful for art. Aren't you? It's the greatest gift, I think. Thanks so much, everybody. And I'll see you Thursday. Bye.